Hey guys, and welcome back to Shadow Empire with me, Time and Tactics. We're playing with the latest, well, the only DLC, Oceania. We haven't seen too much of that yet, but let's take a look and see what we have so far. Right now, if you look at the strategic map and we click on zones, we can see there are two zones in the water here. Hestia waters in the south, bordering our port, our private port that we have in our city of Hexapeak. And then there's Artemis Main as well to the north. So each one, or both of those, are going to have a maritime trading house. And we can do something about getting in touch with them. If we go to the stratagems down to the MTH, we can see here we can play this card for 10 political points, and we can try to get in contact with a maritime trading house. It will be 10 political points. Let's see if they try to get a hold of us. I think they will try to do it if we have money on hand, which we do have. We have about 500. I'm going to hold back on that. I'm going to try to keep that. Yeah, am I going to try to keep that? Or are we going to build something? Well, we'll see. We'll see if we come back to this before the turn is over and play this card. But that's how we get a hold of them. If you want to see the stats about each one of those, or, well, both of them, I guess, we can go over here to the reports and then go over to MTH, Maritime Trading House. You'll see both of them here. We got an overview screen here. So we can see here there are two of them. They have one zone each. We don't know much else about them. Going on to contracts, we don't have any contracts. So we'll see what that means when the contracts come in, I guess. We can renew or cancel from here. Then we can look at the specific ones. Here is Hestia Waters. That's the one I'm probably mostly interested in. It's bordering our city where we have a port. And if we have a port, that means they can then do trade with us through the port. I believe they need something like that. Our relation is no contact. So 47 has a big impact on the prices we'll be able to negotiate on any contract. And their trade policy towards us is fair. Okay. All right. And then piracy attitude. Yeah, we need to access this, but basically it's going to tell us how likely they are to help out pirates if the pirates want to come and be shipped across the ocean and land on our shores. We don't know anything about their fleets, treasury, and dividend. No information there. About the only information we have is that they are fortress builders. In this case, that means they are defensively minded. They have built plenty of gun turrets on tiny rocky islands and atolls. They've also placed minefields in strategic areas. They get 1d50 in defensive and naval warfare. And then we have a log screen here. No news of if we not in contact with them. We'll see if we can get in contact with them. And then trade, no trading. And we'll see the same thing here for Artemis. Now Artemis, everything is the same, except they are algae farmers. They are tending algae farms far out in deep seas. It will have extra food supply. So if we need food, maybe that would be a good one, right? But I still think if you're going to contact any of them, or one of them, it's going to have to be Hestia Waters, I think. But maybe we'll wait one turn and see if one of them will contact us, because we're going to have to spend money when we contact them, or when they actually show up. They want something out of us to be able to establish contact. What we can do, though, is we can look real quickly at our situation. And looking at this here, I don't see any. If we select this here, nope, this one here, I don't see any mines or anything here. We only have two of these free folk areas. Clayton over here, which is, nope, an asset. We can click on this here. We have 2,800 free folk over there. And Villeneuve, 26,000. They're going to migrate to Hexapeak if we have enough happiness. Our happiness right now went down by 5 points due to danger, went up by 3 due to luxury products and services, and that all is related to what we have here. The different things producing different things for us. But yeah, I think that's okay. Now, the thing is though, we are still gaining metal. We are gaining... No, we're not getting any rare metals. But metals, I think, is coming from the scavenging community over here. If you click on that, we can see that we get 57 metals. They also produce private metal and private oil and private credits that we don't get because of the fact that it's privately owned. If we nationalize this by selecting it and going over here for 500. We could get that, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold back some of that money, right? But what I could do is, we have the Solomon ruins over here. That looks pretty interesting to me. If we select that here, we can see that this particular hex has 16,900 scavenge points. We can take advantage of that by building, and I think I can do it here. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things here. Workshop, not workshop, construct. Yeah, so here we can select different buildings we can build in the selected hex. And in this case, it would be a mining and recycling facility. This one here will take 2 rounds, take 2,000 workers, 50 metal, 50 industry points, and 1 machine, which we don't actually have. And there will be 2,100 workers working there out of our population, but it will gain us rare metals, oil, and metal. I think we have to go get that going, but I don't think I can start this right now. Well, I can start it, but what's going to happen is it's going to stop because we don't have everything that we need. Nothing has been paid yet. We need to get that 1 metal. I think I'm going to see if I can get that. The way to get that metal, let me see, workshop, ammunition, here. We can get metals here if we want to. If we have 20, we can get a machine here. If we have 20 metal, 20 rare metals, and 20 industrial points, we can then produce one. Well, I can't do that, so the way to get a machine would be to trade, I think. Buy is selected here. If I were to try to buy a machine, there are 2 available. They cost 82 each. I think we buy one. We need 1 exactly, so let's go for that. Okay, now we have this going, so that's good. We have at least something there. All right, let's jump back in then to our management screen. And I think we had a problem here. Something I forgot last time. If you look at key info, I think it's key info? Yeah, age. We have Nitro here. He's level 5. And I was thinking, oh, that's great. He's level 5. He can gain experience. Not really. He's 77. 78, I guess. Yeah, 78, 77, 78. Let's not worry too much about him, I would say. You know, I already did try to accommodate him with a fist. I shouldn't have done that. We have used going for mind and enforcement. Who's our next best guy? Well, that's our secretary. Level 4. And he's only 33. That would be worthwhile, I think, to do something. He's not part of a faction. He's going down by 2. He wants commerce and democracy. We have government and... what do we have? If I go back in here. We have government. Meritocracy. Meritocracy. And he wanted democracy, right? So that shouldn't be very good. Yeah, natural relation point is 40. That's not great. Now, the prestige being a secretary is pretty low. If we give him a better job, it's going to go up, and then we might at least go with 50. If you're above 50, I think you're not going to get any negative effects, right? And so we don't want his relation to drop down to 40, basically, is what I'm thinking. He is what? Ambition is not very high. Egoism, it's not very high either. That's good. That's good. Medical is what he's good at. Zone health level calculations. Danger events. Could put him there. Wait, science 5. Now, science is good because we could put him in. You know what I'm thinking? We can make him. We could make him our economic council director, couldn't we? Because we're gonna need somebody with science there to, discover new things or research new things. We do have this here. I could call him up, and I could say relieve, and he should show up in that list. Let's do that. Here is where you can, by the way, if we want to have more organizations show up, we could go here and spend 2 political points, and we can have another organization to pick from. So let's do relieve.
Yes,
So no I can't promise him. Okay, so I can't do that. I was thinking I could do that, and it's very expensive anyway. Wow, okay. Well, in that case, Mindy for Economic Council. And the Economic Council, we need somebody with maybe science skills, inventor, and a few other skills. She's level 3. That's not too bad, actually. I think I'm going to put her in anyway. She is 44, not too old. Democracy, enforcement, commerce. We don't want any of those, right? Oh no, enforcement, -3. And we're not going for enforcement. So that's fine. Job prestige right now is 1. So if we give her a job, she's going to be very happy. That's fine. We're going to appoint her. 36, I don't think it's too bad.
Order acknowledged.
Okay, so relation improved by 26 points, and because of her seniority, the relation with others went up by 4%. That's good. Now, what do we do about the priorities there? So every council is different, but I think we're going to prioritize discovering new technologies. Remember, we have that tech tree in the economic side. Research, we're not going to research anything yet. That's once you discover something. So we're going to bring it down to 0 maybe and lock it in. Prospecting is finding new things in a zone, I think. Economic policies would be cards. The liaison. Let's leave that here. When we do run into them, we want to make sure we talk to them. So let's leave it at this, maybe. Yeah, just not do any research right now.
Order acknowledged.
Okay, priorities have been shuffled as of immediately. Okay, and then we have the national budget. So our bureaucracy points here, we can have to split them up now, right? We don't have just our Supreme Command Council. We also have the Economic Council. I'm going to leave it at this. We'll still leave the main chunk of points here. So what we saw on the other screen, that was how we divvy up the points that actually reach the Economic Council. And out of our all BPs, we only get 33%. And then they get divvied up into the different categories within the council. But we'll leave it at like that.
Yes, sir.
And we can look at that next turn to see what actually happened for the number of points. Do we want to do anything else? Well, we could dive into more of the leaders and whatnot, but this game takes a long time anyway to play, and I want to get going a little bit so we have... we can see the turns tick by a little bit faster than I would normally. Anyway, under construction there, 2 turns. Yep. Did we say no decisions? Right, nothing left there. We have all our reports, and we could look at them as well. I don't think we have to do it just yet, which, by the way, I want to show you this, though. Here's the points. How we've decided to do it. So 8 of our BPs end up in discovery, basically, based on the fact what we did with how we divvy up the points there. Or, yeah, I think so. This is how it is now. So anyway, we can see what happens next turn. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn and go from there. Okay, round number 3. Let's start the turn. Time of bureaucracy, we knew that. The effect is light. It'll be 10 turns before we get to the very pinnacle. Right now we're getting an extra 300 points. Bonus points. Not points, but bonus points. Ah, here we go. A representative from a maritime trading house has arrived to discuss with us. Excellent. And then here we have our cards. We gained another one of those. Contact maritime trading house. Prospecting push 1. 36 political points what it cost us. I don't think we have that, but did we get that because of the Economic Council? Maybe. We get a card to go to war and open contact. All right, that sounds good. And we have no machines stored. The Commander Mac Kaus is saying, I think this is causing the delay of the construction of an asset. You can artisanally produce more machines by, type of there, using the workshop order. Well, I don't think it's delayed, is it? Because we actually, didn't we buy it? I think we did. 1.1 turn left. Yeah, I think we're good. Needed 1 machine, so used 1 machine. We're good. We're good to go here. Needed 125, used 111. Okay. And so 1.1 turn left, and then we should have it operational. That's going to be very helpful, I think. Now, before we do anything else, and to make sure I do, let me get my little cheat sheet and make sure I check my stuff here. Okay, I have it in front of me. So we're going to check the history here. Nope, nothing happened, so that was good. We can exit out of that, going back to the map. The VidCom, we already looked at that. That's where you see the visual, what happened. Empire Dashboard Review, do we want to look here? This one, how is it set up now? Now we see the correct numbers. I was a little bit confused because we have 8.6%. They were not set up. The numbers weren't correlating 100%, but now it looks pretty good. So we get 6 of our BPs allocated to Discovery. We'll see how it goes with that. Discovery investment at 14. No research target yet. Okay, yeah, I think that's... Am I right about that? Let me go check it out on the tech tree. So we have these. I could actually do research now that I think about it. These here have been discovered. No, they have not been discovered. Discovery is possible. Okay, never mind. We need the Economic Council to discover, which we might. Okay, so none of these have been discovered. These have been discovered and researched. So none of these have been researched, but they have been discovered. Down here, we can't go here until we discover hydroponics. And I think we need to complete these here before we go on to here. So anyway, there's these, but we'll see which one we find. We're going to find one of these here eventually. Power plant, university, solar empire. We'll look at them then. What else do we look at here? Anything? Yeah, you can see all the information here. It's a good amount of information. I mean, this game is just a treasure trove of information. You can really dig into all the different things here. Let's look at the urgent issues. Do we have anything? Problem sending items to zones. Only 92%. Sent items. Okay. And that's something I have to look at a little bit later, I think, because if you look at items, that's here. This will be Hexapeak. You can look, see here, we produce 181 food, and we nothing was sent in. We consumed 27. We sent out 122. At the end, we have stocks of 54. Is the problem here in yellow? Metals consumed. Okay. So we wanted to consume 50. 45 was available, consumed by zone. 89% producing recycling facility consumed 45. It wanted to consume 50. If you remember this one here, in Hexapeak, if you go to the assets, this one, it says 1.1 turn. That's because it couldn't actually get everything it wanted to get. Needed 50, used 45. So, there is that. Available consumed. If you look at the list though, we did have metals here. Delivered from zones 11, out 11. Delivered to SHQ, which we did. Okay, we delivered down. So we actually did not we didn't have enough. We didn't have 50 because we sent out 11. Okay, we did. I wonder if that was because of the war that we have, the battle. Some of these units probably need metal. I'm just guessing now, to reinforce back to full strength. Anyway, stock now is 50. Okay, we should, so basically that even though it said 2 turns here to build that one recycling center, it's going to take really 3 turns, 1 plus 1 plus 0.1. So 2.1 turns, which will be 3. Anyway, there's that. Where were we? So we're here. No real issues then. High danger though in Hexapeak. Let's look. Did we have any improvement in the situation here? So high here. Population happiness increased by 3 due to luxury products and services. Same as last turn, right? And then it increased by 1 due to high quality of life. And that's also a factor in the game. I think I'm going to skip that for now. Don't think we need to dig into all that detail just yet. And then we have diminished by 4 due to high danger. It was 5 last time. I think it goes down over time. Well, let me show you this quality of life thing real quick. So here's the civilization score of us, of Hexapeak, or of the Shire. We have 0 right now. Now, it's working in conjunction with the quality of life. As you can see on the left side, our quality of life score is 1. What you do is you take you add all of the different sub-scores, and that would be health, security, education, entertainment, together, and you divide it by 4, so you get the average. And then you add the lowest of the sub-scores, and so in our case it would be 0, and then you divide that by 2. So the lowest one is really important, right? And then what happens is you compare the quality of life to your civilization score. If the quality of life is higher than civilization score, then you increase your population and worker happiness. If quality of life is lower than civilization, you decrease the population and your worker happiness. So in our case, what we want to do is, eventually here, we want to make sure that like the ones that are low, education and entertainment, and that directly translates into buildings, right? If you build a university, you can get education to go up, things like that, right? So if we do that, actually, that's the points here. Yeah, that's the points you get, and that's the actual score. Yeah, so as you generate these, keep an eye on the lowest one and make sure they kind of go up in tandem. And as long as you keep them higher than this, we should see happiness go up. So let's hope that's the case. But anyway, that's just one little tidbit of information there. That's according to my notes from earlier. I just need to get back into it, right? Because there's a lot of things to do here. Now, what did we say? We were looking at the reports, right? What about, oh yes, the maritime. You want to look at that now. I think I want to go over to, well, there's going to be a decision here, right? A zone decision. Yep, here we go. So, Maritime Trade House Representative. A representative of the Hestia Waters Maritime Trade House visits us, and that's the one we want to visit, actually. The one that's next to the port. They're visiting us to propose a regular line of communications with them. Setting things up will cost us some credits, however, right? The Maritime Trading House demands politely that we make pay for part of the liaisons as well. Do we accept? 200 credits. We have 461. I'm gonna do it. We gain commerce, which is, we're going for, what is it, government? Is it government? We can look here. Yeah, that's government. We're going for government. Commerce will go up. Doesn't matter so much, but I want to have that connection with that Maritime Trading House so we can get an eye on them and see if, what happens. So we can also say no, maybe later we'll lose commerce and 1 political point, and then here we lose 3 commerce. We're going to go for yes. And here we have the Hestia Waters response. They are happy to hear so. And quickly after you have notified the representative, you see more ships appearing on the horizon and sloops dropping off more maritime traders on your beaches. A little embassy is in construction. Note that from next round onwards, you'll have stratagems available to communicate. Great. That's good. Mindy Allen gain 1 point. So I guess in relation, and then profile went up 4. All right. And we have another representative. Okay, so we had 2 of them here, right? And that's from our Artemis main maritime trade house. Are we going to do them as well? That would be 200 credits. That seems like a lot. They're the north, basically. I think maybe we'll hold off. We'll say, no, maybe later. We'll lose 1 commerce, it's okay. Spend 1 political point. No, maybe later. They were disappointed. However, they promised they'll check up on us again in the future. Their representative says goodbye on a forlorn beach and boards the sloop. It disappears on the horizon. Commerce went down. And then we have something here. Chalain found unusual companion. Victor Chalain, that's our level 1 governor. Remember him? I write to you humbly with a request to take a citizen with me on all my travels and works. It concerns the most interesting of all artists I ever met. I know civilians are normally not allowed to have access to our secrets of state, but I hope you will make an exception for me. That sounds very shady. Yes, allow. He will like it. Commerce will go up. Fist will go up as well. And they seem to like it. And why shouldn't we allow it? Such a great companion for Chalain will certainly improve his standing. Or we can say, no, this is completely against all our regulations. We have our mind goes up here. Remember, when these go up, you get access to better cards. Commerce goes down. -2. Mindy here. That's our Economic Council Director. Or, reproach leader for even asking. Heart goes up, and commerce goes down. This is the guy, the old guy, right? Don't care about him. She goes up. He goes up a little bit. I don't think it matters so much, but I don't want Fist to take over. I don't think, anyway. That will give us a little bit more military, but I haven't seen anybody lately, right? So we'll go for mind.
Roger that.
Okay. So mind went up by 6. We're up to 54 now. If you look here, gain at mind 40 in 3 turns. So we should be able to get these cards now. I'm just looking at that list, and we can go into the management screen, and we can say, where are we at? There. So mind. Here. This one is now available. We have a 15% chance every turn to gain it. It's a regime feat. Technology Fascination. Has been the highest profiling group for 3 rounds. It's true, it has been. Our population is positively inclined towards science and technology. Benefits: research bonus 30%, unlock stratagem infiltration, meaning unlocks we might get it. Okay, that's good. Unit feats, Techno Mage might show up. Max feat, Troops ratio 1 to 500. Acquire chance. Yeah, we have to see what that actually does. But this would be interesting. That's this here, right? And then we have the Technomage here. The troops the Technomage is embedded with benefit from his master of drone and sensor gadgets. Anyone attacking them suffers 50% penalty in their attack. That's pretty good. And then we get this stratagems. Infantry forces get 40% on attack and 30% negative modifier on defense. But I like this one here. It's a flat research bonus of 30% right now. Regime feat, technology fascination. We don't have it. It's 15% chance every turn to gain it. Okay. Yep. So 15% chance there. Government, we have this one here. Bureaucracy, actually. Okay, with 9% chance of getting that as well. Okay, well, that's good. So let's go down here. So now we know that. We've taken care of these things. And we talked to the maritime trading houses. Let's see about Hestia Waters now. Okay, they are neutral. 47. The higher it is, the greater the chance we can negotiate a contract. They are slightly pro. The higher the piracy attitude, the more likely the maritime trading house will be tempted to sign contracts with minor regime pirates to transport them to your shores. So this one here, it's not great, right? We might see an invasion eventually here. They have 4 ships in their fleet. The bigger the fleet, the better the maritime trading house can fight its enemies and the more contracts it can sign at a reasonable price. Treasury, we don't know how much they have. You have to be a shareholder. Dividend paid. They have paid 0 credits of dividends. Lifetime dividends, 0. We need to be a shareholder in order to receive dividends. Dividend payments are strongly negatively related to the expansionist score of the maritime trading house. This one. She's sitting right at the middle of the road there, I think. Shareholder, they have 9. They themselves own 9 shares. And there's somebody else that own 1. Influence is 0 points. We need to accumulate this, I guess. We need to be a shareholder to accumulate and use the points. Once we're a shareholder, you can use the policy meeting stratagem to call a meeting next round in which you use your influence points to change the attitude of the maritime trading house. Tonnage available, 2,000. That's when they're transporting across the ocean from land masses using logistical points. Okay, and if it's more they're transporting than they really can, the price will go up. But if they don't transport very much, it will go down, I guess. Right now, nothing. Okay, so we can't do anything there, I think. I think we have to get some influence points, which means we have to be a shareholder, and then we can maybe talk to them about transporting. Not that I'm ready to transport anything right now. Price analytics, what do we have here? Tonnage modifier, -65. Base price for 500 logistical points is expected to be around 350 credits. A maritime trading house with equal demand and supply would charge 1,000 credits. A maritime trading house with no demand can have a base price as low as 350. And then we give a overview of a small map here of where they're at on the map, Hestia Waters. The clan elder is Cat. I don't think we can see her. No, we can't. What do we get here? Not in our direct control, right. Her support score is extremely strong at 56 points. The more negative this score becomes, the more chance there is an elder that will be replaced by a new one. That means new aggression, expansionist, and war ratings. These numbers here. Okay, so right now her aggression is 34. That's the willingness of the maritime trading house to go to war and the level of enthusiasm to sign contracts with pirate miners, adjusted for its pirate's attitude. So this one brings it up, this one is kind of low, so they're not super likely to do it. So on a scale from 1 to 100, so basically if I'm guessing, maybe that 34, and then you take 17%, not basically, I don't know if it's a direct modifier, 34 minus 17, or, well, let's say 34 plus 17, or if it's 34 times 1.17, a percentage. We'll see how that goes. Also, expansionist score is 54. That determines the desire of the maritime trading house to invest treasury in constructing new ships instead of paying them out as dividends. Okay, from 1 to 100. And then warfare, 16. That is the skill of the maritime trading house leadership in commanding their fleet. Okay, so we can see here, they're not very skilled at that. They are slightly expansionist. buying new ships, which is probably fine. So it makes sense for them to do that. That means it would have more tonnage available. It would be cheaper for us to use them. And then greed down here, 79, impacts the size of dividends paid, base of price of auctions, and the likelihood of the Maritime Trading House abusing its monopolistic position. Pretty high there, I would say, right? And they are fortress builders. Did we look at this one before? I think we did. Well, anyway, they get 1d50 on defensive naval warfare. Now, that is the Maritime Trading House. The log, let's see, we are in communications. Round 3, pay a total of 0 credits of dividends to shareholders. They started auction 3008, I guess, or whatever, 300,008. Minimum price, 226 credits. They sold 1 share to a major regime for 229. Okay, so it's going to be an auction. One major regime has a share there. Remember, they have themselves 9 shares. In the round 2, nothing happened there. Minimum price 226. They start an auction. I wonder if they're going to have another auction again. But we may need a card for that. Trade. Aha. You can see here what they have. Market, sell prices, fuel prices, greed. That's greed. Oh no, greed plus trade policy can still influence these prices. Okay, yeah, this just means they can be influenced there. Okay. Boy, this game is deep. Artemis Main, we don't know anything about. We decline their offer there. Well, before we stop, I want to show you this here. If you go to the reports and we go to organizations, I wanted to see kind of what was happening there. And we can get a breakdown here. Here's our Economic Council overview, the newest one we have, right? And we know we have 6 BP there. And it will tell us here how it's going for the current task. In each category we have assigned BP to. So tech discovery work used 6 fresh BP and 4 BP of previous discovery work. Director relation bonus was 50%. Director inventor skill bonus was 9. Inventor. So that's there. Oh, she has 1 now. Let me digress a little bit here and look at this now. If you look at the history. Look at that. Spent 8 XP to improve inventor with 1 level. I guess there was 22% chance to get that. Maybe. Yeah, see here? They failed down here to improve trade. But trade went up here. So that was very lucky. Okay, that's good. I like Mindy. She's doing very well. Actually, let me look at that again. 22%. Yeah, okay. So that's what we have 1 now. So that's better. She's now at 20. Excellent. Go back out. And we can see here, not resulting in a discovery this round. But, you know, we're going to keep on adding. Discovery investment 14. Okay. So we had 6 and there's been 14 assigned to it, I guess. Research, nothing. Prospecting, 26% is the priority. Remember the sliders we set up. With 6 BP assigned to prospecting, we managed to improve prospecting levels with 1104 points. Okay. 0 resource hexes have been discovered, I guess throughout our domain, right? In any of our zones. We only have 1, but you know, if we had more, I think it would impact all of them. The skill was 34. Tech bonus was 0. Now, again, if you look at her, 34. So, recent skill usage, 2 usage points, 34. Okay. Yep, I don't see anything else here about the history. Let's see, skill log. Average bonus 9, 34. Okay. So, prospecting roll 134. Average. Okay. Inventor 109. Administrator 85. And trade roll 105. So she is, yeah, okay, it's fine. She's the liaison there. Good. Okay, let's go back out. And then down to economic policies. With 5 BP assigned, we managed to create 8 economic card points. But I don't know if we actually got any. You know, we just got the points for it. And then create 9 liaison points. Let's look at this real quick here at the Supreme Command Council. We get, so the more you have for political power, the more of the political points you get every turn. And we're allocating 50% of the BP that goes to the Supreme Command Council to do this. So we get a lot of political points. They're always good to have. It feels like all the cards are going to use that to play, right? General stratagems is 50%, so we assigned 24 BP to that. We created 7 spy card points, okay. 7 major diplomacy card points, 7 minor, 7 HR, 7 posture. And this is the reason, and I don't know if we can see that here. If you look at the history, that's just improving what he did, you know? Improved high command, failed covert ops. These are the points there. Okay, if we go look at the stratagems, we can see the actual cards that we got, you know, so we have all the cards that we have here. So yeah, you can see how that works if you never played before. I mean, anyway, there's a lot more to it. We could spend, I could spend a whole day just talking about these probably in detail, right? Here are the actual cards to be gained. Yeah, there's so much to this game. I mean, it's huge. It is massive. Vic is doing a great job, for sure. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it here, and I'll come back, well, next time, maybe tomorrow, and play some more of Shadow Empire. If you have any comments, put them down below, and I'll take a look at them, and we'll see where we go next, I guess.